Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. And thank you so much to everyone who downloaded Silencio, my new no contact app. We've had a lot of great feedback, and to everyone who left a rating and review. And if you haven't downloaded it, be sure you do, and it will help you to stay in no contact as well as a lot of other things. And the link for that is below this video. And if you too would like to join the No Contact Army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read the No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. This week, I want to answer the question, will I ever hear from my ex again? Yes, everyone wants to know the answer to this question. Well, everyone who's been broken up with, who wants their ex back at least. And I actually just finished a coaching call and my client asked me the same thing. And I'm going to tell you what I told him. First of all, 90% of you will hear from your ex for one reason or another. Doesn't mean they want to get back together, which is actually the real question that you want to know. You don't really care if you'll hear from them, but of course you know that in order to get back with them, you of course first have to hear from them. You can't get back with them until you first hear from them. And so the answer to that question about will you hear from them and actually will you get back with them is the more things you do correctly after the breakup, the higher your chances of getting your ex back. And the more things you do wrong after the breakup, the lower your chances of getting your ex back. And I've done many videos on what to do when someone breaks up with you, how to behave. You give them the breakup, you agree to it. You don't try to talk them out of it. You go into no contact immediately, you disappear. You don't respond to their first text or call unless it's significant, which it probably won't be. You do not contact them for their birthday. You don't talk to their family or mutual friends. You don't block them on social media for at least 60 days, etc., etc. And you can listen to my no contact playlist and find out everything you need to know about how to behave after the breakup. But here's the thing. If you hear from your ex tomorrow, but you have not worked on yourself, it won't matter because you're still the same person they broke up with the same relationship dynamics. So even if you get back together, what's going to have changed? Why would you not break up again? And by work on yourself, I'm not just talking about what you look like, although that's important too in order to build your confidence. I'm talking about your attachment style and your mindset. Most people who come to me for coaching have an anxious attachment style. And if that's the reason they broke up with you, because of your behavior stemming from your attachment style, then unless you worked on it in order to move towards being more secure, there's really no point in talking to them. In fact, you should hope that you don't hear from them so that you will have the time that you need to work on yourself. And you also need to look at your part in the breakup. Which part did you play in it? They didn't break up with you for no reason. Now, it may not always be a good reason to you, but to them it is. Everyone has triggers. Everyone has trauma. So it's possible that you triggered them without meaning to. And if that's the case, then when they calm down from being triggered and no longer see you as a threat, they will pop up again. Or maybe you were behaving as a beta male and your ex no longer felt safe with you. A woman's first priority in a relationship is to feel safe, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Beta males do not make women feel safe. In fact, they make women feel like men, since they can't count on the man to be the alpha. And so if they have to feel like a man, then what do they need you around for? Women want to feel like women. And so they want men that they can feel like women around, just like men want to feel like men. And they don't want to be with women who emasculate them and make them feel less masculine. Or maybe you were not behaving as a high-value woman and you were being disrespected or you were taken for granted. So this is where coaching comes in, because I can help you to pinpoint where you went wrong and what you need to work on so that you can change your mindset and behavior, whether it be with your ex, if they come back, or in another relationship. Because if you don't evolve, then you will be reacting the same way in your relationships at 50 as you are at 20. And that is not a pretty sight. I'm continuing to work on my knowledge in order to bring you better information. I'm not saying the same things in my videos as I was 3 or 4 years ago. Some of the things are the same, obviously. Some things never change. But I've also evolved, and I continue to evolve. So the only way to avoid stagnation is to take a look at your traumas and triggers and work on those, either by yourself or with a therapist. And then finally, while you're waiting to hear from them, you want to be focused on yourself as much as possible, because your ex can feel you on an energetic level. That's why people tend to hear from their ex when they're no longer desperate to hear from them. When they've given up, they say, you know what, I don't even care if I hear from them now. They no longer have them up on a pedestal, because as someone wrote in a comment on my YouTube, every time you think of him or her, you feed them. They cannot miss you because you are always with them. So I know it feels good to think about your ex. It's bittersweet, but it's your way of keeping them with you. But by staying attached energetically, they have less inclination to reach out. So the minute you cut the cord and start focusing on yourself is the minute that they can feel it and will most likely reach out. If you're focused on them, then they are going to be focused on them. But when you are focused on you, then they will be focused on you. Okay? So stop feeding your ex, feed yourself, and before you know it, you will hear from them. So I would now like to hear from you. How many days have you been in no contact? And if you have been keeping track, be sure to get the app. Like I said, the link is below this video. There's a counter that keeps count for you, as well as the panic button, which everyone loves. If you're about to break no contact, just press the panic button and you'll see what happens. And then I also want to know, what are you doing to work on yourself? We all need to work on ourselves. We're not perfect. We all should be working on ourselves. So what are you doing in the meantime to become a better version of you, so that when your ex comes back, they don't come back to the same old person. You are now even better. Okay? And in the meantime, if you would like my help personally to get your ex back, go to theartoflove.net. The direct link is below, and we will send you the rates. If this video has been helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.